Happening today, an evening with purpose. The Champions of the Heart Foundation is hosting a gala tonight to raise money for CPR training and AED installation around the state. According to the American Red Cross, 350,000 cardiac arrests happen outside of hospitals in the U.S. every year, and AEDs are used in only 11% of those cases. Champions of the Heart was built to change those numbers. It was founded by former MSU assistant basketball coach Mike Garland, who experienced his own cardiac arrest. The gala starts tonight at 6:30 at the Breslin Center.